The next entry in Project Red has been officially revealed, so let's talk about it. Hello everyone, it's thomasjujube, and Kakusei Hunter Omegahorn has been officially revealed. We've got some upcoming cast and a little bit of plot information and tons of monsters. So let's just get into it. I've left a couple links in the description right off the bat to some of the things that I'll be talking about here, so if you're interested and want to check it out for yourself, make sure you go do that. We've gotten Omegahorn, as I'll be calling it for short. It was leaked, I think, a couple months ago, right? We got the trademark in black and white, but we didn't really get anything official until the last couple days. Toei started teasing some posters of, I guess, our two main characters, and today they dropped our first little teaser trailer. And I don't know why I wasn't expecting this, but it makes sense that they're kind of doing the same thing they did with Gavan Infinity, where they're doing little teaser releases up until, I guess, a big press release or something like that. We do get a little bit more this time compared to when Project Red was officially announced, because we got casts and a cast to start, as I mentioned. So the first link is going to be the trailer. The trailer itself does not show, I mean, it shows a lot considering we haven't seen anything so far. We got our first look at Enkaku is his name. I'm learning names. This is our main monster for this show. And then we get our main hero character, I assume the main character of the show, whose name is weird. Basically in Japanese, it's like the symbol for fire, no shout. So the English translation is something like the flaming shout or shout the flaming, something like that. Either way, it seems like this guy's name is Shout, so we'll just stick with that. And he has a transformed form, of course, which this is the only thing we see in the trailer. This is Captain Omegahorn. So, I don't know why he's a captain. I don't know what he's a captain of, but I think that's a bit of a fun name. Off the rip, you can kind of get the Gavan Infinity influences. Like, it definitely doesn't 100% look like a Gavan, especially with the aesthetic we have in the current show. But, like, his right arm and left leg look like they were ripped straight out from the actual Gavan Infinity suit. I'm not saying they are, but that's what it kind of looks like. And we see in the trailer that he is going to be using a different kind of Emor gear in this new kind of gun. So it does kind of lead the question, how much is Gavan Infinity going to be influencing this show? Because, like, I mean, using the same gimmick, the same kind of design aesthetic in the character, definitely leads to some kind of connection. I also do kind of get a Dawn Brothers vibe from the red repaint. I know they're not all red, but the red repaint of our one season's gimmicks, and so far a vague connection between the two seasons. Obviously, Gavan Infinity is not over yet. We have no footage of the actual show for Omegahorn and barely a plot, so maybe they're hiding stuff, especially with how small this cast seems. Granted, we could get more cast, but maybe it's because Reiji is another recurring character again, which kind of annoys me just thinking about that, but all the Gavan could be returning characters in this show. So in the trailer, Captain Omegahorn is using a megahorn or megaphone. I guess that's the joke they're going for. And this has been referred to as a summoning device in our listings of toys before the show came out. It has been said to be able to combine with the other monsters and has a fighter jet mode. And obviously it can use the Emor gear. It's probably going to be his transformation device, but also being a summoning device in the description. Sounds like maybe it's going to summon the other monsters. It definitely seems like we're going with like a Pokemon kind of vibe here, because Omegahorn's design looks like the vibe of him and Shout actually is very Ash Ketchum everyone's been pointing out. I don't know if I really need to explain myself beyond that. I think you can all see it. I do really want to know if he like flips the cap back and that finishes the transformation, because it's definitely a different jacket, but the hat could be the same. It is kind of funny that he dresses like his transformation form is, like even down to the black pants, but whatever. I like the suit. It does look a little weird. I also am biased because it's red, but I like that this is a very different suit, and this will be a through line throughout all this. This feels very different from normal Toei tokusatsu, which really is just Kamen Rider and Sentai. This does not feel like Kamen Rider. This does not feel like Sentai. And I'm really excited about that. And you can see that with this suit, this main suit. So that makes me very excited. So our other suit that we've seen so far, at least in the trailer, is, as I mentioned, Enkaku. Now in the trailer, he's missing this piece on his back, but in the promo pictures they've been releasing, he's got what looks like the Omegahorn summoner attached to him like a cannon, and that has been detailed in our rumors that it will attach to him as like a big cannon, and it's supposed to attach to the other kaiju, I think. So are they all just gonna get a big ass cannon on their back? I guess that could be cool. With all our cast reveals, Enkaku also has a human form. It's just a guy. He's got a nice outfit on, but it's Enkaku as a guy. I will admit, this is the one thing that does have me a little disappointed. I don't understand why, if we're doing a big kaiju, like Kaiju Collect Them All show or something like that, why are we making the main kaiju a human? Like, why? I assume he's gonna be a human most of the time until he transforms for the action scenes or whatever. And that just disappoints me a little bit. Like, I especially because I like the Enkaku suit. It looks very cool. So I'm a little disappointed they're not, like, going all in on this kaiju suit and having him just walk around with the main character, and they're just gonna give him a human form so we can get another suit or human actor. But what are you gonna do? I guess we're doing that. So far, though, only the 2 Omega Kaiju have human forms, so maybe the other ones will be flying monsters and stuff like that. Our other cast members that we've gotten a reveal for is Ibaru the Raging. Sorry, he has like a special extra part, like Shout does. They all kind of have something like that. Giriko the Slasher, who is our only girl on the cast, and you can see she has a big kaiju sword, which I'll get back to in a moment, so I'll just ignore it for now. Ibaru, I forgot to mention, you can see he has a repaint of our Omegahorn, so we're already throwing that. Won't be premium Bandai anymore, but we're already throwing that repaint of the main toy before the show's even started. And our other main toy that is going to get repainted is going to be Enkaku himself, and this is going to be called Zetsu Enkaku. And I think the other thing is called the Zetsu Omegahorn. There's a couple of these kaiju are like Zetsu forms, not to be confused with Kamen Rider Zets. Because the name, in Japanese, it's pronounced similar. I'm not sure what the deal with the Zetsu kaiju is. Or Ibaru. Or any other. I mean, obviously Ibaru is like a rival character. We don't know if he transforms yet. We don't know if Giriko transforms. We do. I am a little disappointed that they didn't use the same human actor for Enkaku and just give him different clothes. But maybe that's a plot thing. I don't know. Speaking of plot, so we do have this website that describes that Kakusei Hunter Omegahorn is the latest installment in which an unconventional duo, a human and a giant beast, takes on hunter battles. So the monsters are giant life forms that once ruled the earth in ancient times. Though they possessed overwhelming power, at a certain point in history, they were sealed away by Egorgir or Egolgir. Not 100% on that English wording, but in Japanese it is like Egorugir. So it's Emorgir again, but with a different front word. So ahead of the release of the show, they've given us this great encyclopedia of the monsters, which introduces many of the beasts that are said to have inhabited the ancient world. So far, there are 3 classes: Class Omega, Class S, and Class A. For now, we can pull up the website, which I will be linking in the description again, of course, if you want to check all this out for yourself. So our 2 Omega class kaiju, we have Enkaku, of course, as we saw. I didn't realize this is a different picture. You can get a much better look at his at the cannon on his back. And we have Zetsu Enkaku. And you can see all of these have a picture of the Egor gear gimmick. So they're all going to have an associated gimmick. So this year, instead of not year, we're in the same year Infinity started. This season, I guess, the gimmicks are not on emotions. They're based on our imaginary kaiju. Which I actually like way more. I think these gears look way better. So that's pretty cool. So this is Gokaku. This is Zenkaku. And Zenkaku might look familiar to you because this is definitely where Giriko gets her sword from. Now, to what extent these two are partnered, whether obviously she's not the monster because she doesn't have the same name the same way the Enkakus do. Maybe the monster is the sword, or they're just partnered together, but Omegahorn's special, so he's the reason that Enkaku shrinks and turns into a human, or he has the phone. Who knows? It does leave me very curious as to how many of these guys will have partners in the show and how that will look like. Will they all get weird weapons or stuff like that? You'll also notice all their names end with Kaku. I forgot to mention that everyone's been talking about the Pokemon connections, which is true. Obviously Ash Ketchum, but with the main guy being called Shout and using like a megaphone, and then all of the kaiju in this season having like Kaku at the end, I kind of get more Digimon vibes, because there's a guy named Shoutmon, and he's red in one season. So, and Digimon all have the Mon at the end of their names. So, obviously, Digimon and Pokemon are popular enough that both are probably influences. I'm just throwing that out there. I thought it's very funny. Hikaku up next, which is certainly a thing. Saikaku, which is a big hammer. This is Hekikaku. And Zetsu Gokaku. So, Enkaku won't be the only one to have a Zetsu form. We'll also have at least Gokaku will have a Zetsu form. So as I don't remember if I mentioned up class, but these are up top. These are all S class kaiju, not Omega class. I don't know if they'll have suits, but at the very least from the listings we've been getting, these are all going to be toys. These have all been described to have a toy release of some kind coming up. And I think they all have little weird gimmicks. Like, it's most prevalent on this guy because you can definitely see the hinge of his on his head and like 2 legs back here. And I believe, oh, you can see if the hinge comes down, that's his butt. And I was the descriptions that we got of these toys when they first came out, at least this one was said he'd be 2 of them combining. So I don't know if these combine with Enkaku at least, but they are gonna have their own little gimmicks to them, and maybe you're gonna have a gimmick with the gun. I don't know 100% on that thing. There's no big robot. Like, I'm a little, on one sense I'm disappointed because I love big robots, but on the other hand, again, this is a thing that makes it feel different from Sentai, because Gavan Infinity was like, oh, we still have a big robot combining with things. No big robot, we got a big kaiju and his kaiju friends, or however that hierarchy goes. And like, this guy looks like he could turn into like a big hammer, right? So maybe the spaceship gets a hammer, or maybe Enkaku gets a hammer. If the kaiju are combining, that's pretty cool. So then we have all of the A-class kaiju. I will not be going through all of these again. You can look on it on your own time because they all look weird and freaky, which is very cool. Like, getting all of this art of all of this kaiju, I like this guy. Off the bat is pretty cool. Like, this is getting me excited. Like, not just because the designs are cool, but just seeing this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I love when Toku is like cool world building, or anything in general, but especially Toku, It's really cool to get all this cool world building with these kaiju. Obviously, you can see they all have this green color for their Egor gears, so they're probably gonna be who knows what the role in the show is gonna be. Like, I don't think any of these, maybe a couple of these guys will get real suits, but like this guy's probably not getting the real suit. But this art might appear in the show, and they're gonna use the Egor gear for something. So I still think that's cool. You'll notice a lot of these are doubling up as well. So these are called Henishu versions. I'm not sure what the word Henishu means in Japanese. Some of them are Zetsu versions. You can see this guy is a Zetsu version and he gets the white. But you can see like this one and this one are the same type, but one's, what is this? Denkaku. But one is a Henishu version. That's how you say it. But the I keep wanting to say capsum, but these are Egor gears. The battery is green. They're both green. But actually the eyes are different. Nope, some of all their eyes are different. Sorry. I guess it's based on the eye of the monster, which is kind of cool. Anyways, I don't know what these are supposed to be. Be sure to tell me what your favorite upcoming Kaku Kaiju is so far, especially because I do wonder if we're going to get more, because this is, again, like 40 is a lot. I don't know how many others are going to be in the toy of the gun or in the sounds of the gun. We probably got a couple hidden ones, but I don't think we'll have that much more. So I do kind of wonder why release all of the looks at them so early, but I also think it's kind of cool, and it definitely is building anticipation. So I will be talking about it once it comes out July 26th, which means we only have a few more episodes left of Gavan Infinity, which is really weird to say. So make sure you subscribe to this channel because I will be talking about it more, especially once it releases, and I hope to see you next time.